AI, so particularly at even longer range zooms, you're going to get a better upscale. Now you'll notice at the front here we have this sort of double wide camera module, and actually it has a sort of dynamic island, very much like an iPhone, very much copied from an iPhone, which is, you know, kind of useful if you're minimizing on Spotify or YouTube. You can see little notifications up there. But one of these is a 3D depth sensor, the other is the main 50 megapixel selfie camera, which is the same hardware as last year, but again, the selfies also look significantly better this year. So photography, big upgrade. Videography, you can now shoot 4K 120, thumbs up. You can also shoot log, that's not new for this year, although it's hidden away in the Pro menu. It'd be nice to have that in the regular video mode. And quality is good, and I will give Honor credit for making the transition between lenses, you know, zooming in and out, faster, but also crucially more consistent, especially when it comes to color. That was one of my main complaints with Magic 7 Pro when you went from the ultra wide to the main to the telephoto. It would be quite a jarring jump, the colors would shift significantly. That has been improved with the Magic 8 Pro, and also we do get better stabilization. So the Magic 8 Pro really goes to show that the hardware, you know, the specs, even though on paper it's very similar to last year's phone, this is much better, particularly for photography and particularly at night. Okay, I know I've been waffling on about the camera. Let's switch gears and talk about the new chip. This is powered by the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and versus last year's Magic 7 Pro with the previous Gen chip. So as you would expect, new chip equals higher numbers in a benchmark. Who cares, really? Well, on the one hand, it's about future-proofing. I mean, you're going to pay a lot of money for this phone, so you want that top-tier performance to last you as long as possible. And as you would expect, you can max out any game, and together with the latest Magic OS X software running on Android 16, this phone is flawlessly fast. But the Magic 8 Pro also gives us a much bigger battery this year. Although how much bigger depends on where you live. This can get a little bit complicated. So, in the UK, in Europe, we have a 6270 mAh battery in the new Magic 8 Pro. That's a full 1000 milliamp hour bigger cell than the previous generation. Of course, it uses silicon carbon chemistry, so it's significantly bigger than what you get on the S25 Ultra or the Google Pixel, but still a touch smaller than some of the other Chinese rivals. However, in the rest of the world, they get a Magic 8 Pro with a 7100 milliamp hour battery, and in China, 7200 milliamp hours. I did put this against my Magic 7 Pro from last year, but because this is the bigger rest of world version, it's not exactly a fair test, although it did last a fair bit longer. But I'll take it. Bigger battery and also very, very fast charging. Honor also give us some of the best eye comfort features you'll find on any phone. There's a whole menu for it in the settings. With the high PWM rating, with the dynamic dimming, with ID focus. There's an ebook reader mode which turns the screen black and white. And if I bring in the iPhone 17 Pro Max and then whack the shutter speed up on my camera, you can see the difference with that refreshing, that flickering. The Honor is a lot more comfortable for your eyes. And in terms of the brightness, this year they've whacked it up to 6000 nits of peak HDR. That's just going to be like a small 5 or 10% window, but it really means when you're watching HDR content, those bright highlights will be even brighter. And it would not be an Honor phone if they did not jam-pack it with all the latest AI features. You've got AI Photos Agent, and this is very similar to the editing tools you'll find in the Gallery app, where you can remove people in the background, you can improve the quality, you can expand the photo without painting. There's a lot of options to play with, and of course we have Honor's image to video, well technically Google's image to video, which if you remember launched first on the Honor 200 earlier this year. You do only get a handful of generations for free per month unless you subscribe, but it's still a fun thing to play around with. So this AI Photos Agent is new, but we also have this new Magic Color option, which is kind of like an AI-enhanced smart filter. So you can change the look of your photos, but it's not just like a flat filter. It detects the different subjects in the scene and colors it accordingly. You can even use the color style of a different photo using this AI color picker. It actually works really well. We've also got this new AI settings agent, and from here you can tell the phone to, well, lower the brightness, turn on a personal hotspot. It's a neat idea if you're maybe not the most technically minded and rather than having to find all these settings in the settings menus, but it's also very limited. There's not an awful lot you can do with this. What you may want to use though is this AI memories. It's kind of like a little dumping ground for all your thoughts and screenshots, and if you just do a 3-finger swipe down from the top, it'll capture what's on screen and put it straight into your AI memories. You've got all the usual AI services, including AI translations, call translations, you've got deepfake detection if you're on a video call, and of course you've got Magic Portal. We've seen this for a couple of years now, where you can use your knuckle or long press on an image or some text or an address, drag it to the side of the screen, and then put it into one of the recommended apps. Really handy for searching an image or putting an address into Google Maps. So that is the Honor Magic 8 Pro. I will leave final pricing and also availability in the description below, and also pin a comment. But the question is, what do you make of this? Is it a worthwhile upgrade? Would you be tempted to buy one? Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.